Yo, what's up guys? I'm back with another vlog, and as I said a few vlogs back, June was the best month of poker I've ever had. I made over 12 grand, mostly at 1-2. Let's just say that July has been a little bit back towards equilibrium. You guys will see the direction this vlog goes, but just want to say I'm not very proud of it. This was not my best work. But before we get into that, if you guys didn't catch the last vlog where I ran an all-in bluff for my whole stack and used some live tells during the bluff, I'll leave a link to it at the end of the video. You can watch it. It was pretty cool. And enough talking, let's get into this one. I've got 8-7 of clubs. I open to $15 and get only one caller to a flop of 9-6-5 with 2 clubs. Holy hell. We have the nuts and an open-ended straight flush draw. Look, last year I hit 3 or 4 straight flushes. This year I haven't hit any and I've upped my hours. I have been threatening to hit one all year, but it hasn't happened. We've got another chance here. He checks to me. This guy's short stacked. He's a tight player. We have the nuts, and we just have it basically locked up. I'm going to check as well. The turn is the 7 of diamonds. Not my favorite card, but whatever. We still have the best hand almost every day of the week. He checks to me. I bet small for $10, thinking he's drawing dead, but he jams all in. I obviously snap call, inform him that I think we're chopping, but I have equity to scoop, and that does end up being the case. He shoves Jack 8. And the river is the Jack of diamonds. We end up chopping after literally almost the best flop you can ask for with my hand. This next hand is really weird, and I genuinely can't tell you what was going on at some of it. I've got 9-6 offsuit. It's whatever. I limp. There's a couple limps. It gets to my buddy Kevin in the small blind, and he opens to $20. I don't believe this at all. He bluffed me in a vlog a while back, or not really. He was bluffing me until he hit his hand, and I digress. He won a lot of money off me. I call the 20, and another guy calls. The flop comes 3-6-4 with 2 clubs. That sounds like a flop that could get us in some trouble. Kevin continues for 30. I could raise here sometimes just to kind of figure out where we're at in position and maybe buy a free river. I call here, and so does the third guy. The turn is the deuce of diamonds. Kevin now checks, and for some reason I start repping the 5, but I bet really small for $25. The third player has 25 back, so he goes all in, and Kevin calls as well. The river is the 9 of clubs, and he checks to me. Well, look, now I think we have the best hand, but he's not going to call with literally almost anything. There's a one-liner, there's a flush. So I go really annoyingly small for $35, thinking he just has to pay it off. He ends up laughing, smiling, and putting in the call. I show him the 2 pair, and he attempts to show pocket 10s to the camera. I've got queen 3 in the small blind. There is a $5 button straddle. I call it, and so do a few other folks. To a flop of 6-5-4 with 2 hearts. We have an open-ender and a flush draw. Seems like a pretty good board. I start with a bet of $10 and only get a call from the big blind and under-the-gun players. 3 ways to a turn of the 9 of hearts. We make our flush. Now I think it's time to really start pumping money into the middle. I bet out for $40 and only get a call from Andrew in the big blind. I think he's got a lot of 7-6, 2 pair, maybe sometimes the ace of hearts. I don't think we're ever behind, and I think he's probably drawing dead outside of like 2 pair in the flop, bottom 2 pair maybe, and boating up on the river. The river's a 9 of diamonds. Now, I know that this now decreases our hand in like value because now there's full houses, but I just can't imagine he's limping 4s through 6s. And if he's got 2 pair on the flop right now, he got counterfeit, so he doesn't love it, but I'm an aggressive player. He knows that. I'm going to try to rep the solo ace of hearts, or maybe a 7, and bet out for $100. He doesn't snap fold, which is great, and he doesn't snap call, which is what we wanted to do. And you know when you make a big bet and eventually the guy starts going to the tank and you start to think, you know what, something's happening right now. He takes a little bit of time and then goes all in for over $200. This is concerning, obviously. I did not see this coming. Did he really limp 4s through 6s and river a full house? Does he have a bigger flush? What does he have here? This just screams strength and value because all I showed him was strength and he's going over the top. Now, that being said, I do not fold value hands. If you've played with me, you know that I station very hard when I've got a significant value hand. In live, it was a very difficult fold for me. I knew I wasn't good, but I just didn't want to fold and lose this hand because I didn't think he should have a boat here. But eventually, I come to my senses and I put in the fold. And he has been in the vlog before, nice guy, shows pocket 5s. So he did indeed river a full house on us, and we make a nice fold for once on the vlog. Who would have guessed? I wouldn't mind y'all's opinion on this next one. It's an interesting one, and against a guy who I mentioned has probably played the best against me out of anyone in the last few months, and this was a part of it. I'm on the button straddle with King 9 of diamonds. There's an open at 25, and I don't love it. Probably should just be a fold. It's a little much, but we're in position. I put in a call, and so does another guy. Two flop of 7-9-3 with 2 hearts. We have top pair, second kicker, and the guy continues for $75. Now, I think it's clearly already an inflection point, right? Like, it's a massive bet. It feels like ace-king or a big pair that's ahead of us, so I really think I have a decision to make already right here about whether if I want to go with the hand. This guy is capable. Now, more often than late, it's been value, which I should have thought about and I should have folded, but for some reason, I just felt like I had the best hand and I put in the call. The other guy folds. The turn is the 8 of hearts, and I really expected him to slow down, but he jams all in for like 115. Now, this was very surprising. I just didn't understand how a one-pair hand would jam here. I wasn't thinking about stack sizes, how it doesn't really make sense for him to check if he's planning on calling a bet anyways, because he's not that deep. And also, aces with a heart, kings with a heart are going to call. My brain the entire time thought that this just didn't make any sense at all, and that this is just air trying to buy the pot. So eventually, I take some time, and I put in the call. Guess what? He doesn't have an overpair, and he doesn't have a heart. But you know what he does have? Ace-9 with no heart. Yeah, wow. That one hurt like hell, I'm not gonna lie. For him to show me ace-9 and have to muck a worse hand, yeah, that one hurt. And now you know why I said this guy's beating the living shit out of me lately. Before we get into it, am I not wrong? Like, is that turn jam not incredibly thin, ace-9 there? Is he only getting called by anyone who's good at the game? I would think so, but I digress. The literal neck shuffle, I choose not to top up, and we see pocket queens. God damn it. There's a button straddle to 5, and I'm in the cutoff. I open at $25 and get a few calls to a queen high flop. We flop top set. That is what I'm talking about. I bet $25 again, and only the guy on my left calls, who is someone that is a very capable player. You can see I'm on massive tilt, or allegedly, who knows, and is ready to call me down is what I'm hoping. The turn's a brick. I ship it all in there, and he goes into the tank. And he's starting to say that he has a bottom pair and thinks I'm bluffing, which is great because he's drawing dead. Eventually, after a while, he sticks in the call. I show him the set, we're good, and we're back in business just like that. A little while later, we look down at pocket twos. I open it to $12. There's a call, and then the guy that kicked our ass with ace-9, 3 bets to $50. I don't fold pairs pre-flop almost as a rule in general, and definitely not to this guy. I put in the call, and the other guy folds to a flop of queen-7 queen. And interestingly, he checks to me. Now, I think a lot of the time he's going to have ace-king, obviously, or maybe some one pair of hands that aren't really wanting to put too much money in the pot. So when he checks to me with pocket twos, this is real poker here, actually put in a small bet of $25 for 2 reasons. One, we start to put pressure on ace-king, which I don't think will fold. But I think the bigger thing is if I check here, that disincentivizes him to bet for a larger amount on turns with ace-king as a bluff or hands like kings or jacks that we're losing to. So that's why I did that. The turn is a brick. It doesn't help us. A checks again. For the same reasons, I put in a bet of $45, get value from worse, deny big bets from better. You know what I mean? Probably doesn't need to happen. Maybe not to $45, but that's what I was thinking. And the river's the ace of clubs. He checks to me, and live, I visibly said I was doing all of this so the ace wouldn't come, because I actually put him on ace-king. I check back, and the hand he shows does make a lot of sense. He shows pocket kings. I actually like my flop bet a lot, because he's not betting me on the turn then. And then the turn bet maybe could be a bit smaller, but I think that was fine. What do you guys think about that one? We lose another hand to him, though. We've got another hand here that not only did I play horribly, but we just get absolutely owned. I've got ace-10 of clubs. I open at $20 and only get a call from the reg on my left to a flop of ace, queen, jack. Well, I think there's a lot of hands that are better than us, and maybe it's a good hand for pot control. I check. He checks as well. The turn is the 9 of clubs. We now have top pair with an open-ender and a flush draw. I check again, feel like it should be a bet, and he starts going into the tank. This is a very capable reg thinking player, and he jams all in. And I'm looking at it, and again, like, I just don't understand why a value hand would jam here, maybe to protect, but I just thought it was way too much to protect for a $40 pot. We have top pair, an open-ender, and clubs. I mean, even against nutted hands, we have equity. Very frustrating to face this big of a bet when we have this much equity. Eventually, I just decide to put in the call, And he shows Queen 9, which I guess does make sense as the worst value hand you could have, protecting against literally everything. And we break the river and lose another massive pot. We get owned again, and the stack is going in the wrong direction. At this point, what was perceived as a lot of play bad by yours truly, I actually ended up just getting short stacked and like shipping it all in with random hands for like an hour. And it kind of kept working. We would win one and then lose a lot of our stack and then keep winning one. And I won't bore you with the details, but eventually we get it all in against Kevin with Ace 9 against Ace 10, and we don't improve. But we actually did win quite a few hands where we were behind pre-flop and somehow scooped. But yeah, deleted some of the last hands from that vlog. It's just like an all-in tilt fest, and it was not my best work. But as I said, June was really good. July kind of started off to a rocky start, so not my best vlog at all. I think if you've been watching the vlog lately, you probably noticed a lot of wins, and a lot of the losses just haven't existed, except for the beginning of July, which you're going to see coming up here with the next couple of vlogs. But the next vlog might not be for over a week or so. It took a little bit of a poker break, and then, as I mentioned, I have a nice, cool series coming up at the beginning of September with a face reveal and a lot of new stuff. So at the end of this one, I forgot to mention we were in for 600, out for 0. And as always, if you guys could leave a like, leave a sub, it helps the channel so much. I'm sure there'll be some comments about how the play could have improved. But anyways, I am Chris, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.